My son came home from school with a permission slip for a father-son camp trip that his teacher had not given him. I still remember that Thursday afternoon in October when my son Justin bounced through the front door with more energy than usual. He was 13, that age where you're never quite sure if you're going to get the animated version of your kid or the one-word answer version. That day, I got the animated version, and honestly, it was infectious. Dad, you're not going to believe this, he said, practically vibrating with excitement as he kicked off his shoes. I looked up from my laptop where I'd been pretending to work while actually just refreshing emails. What's up, buddy? Good day at school? He pulled a manila envelope from his backpack like it contained the secret to eternal youth. Mr. Peterson is organizing this father-son camping trip for the 8th grade. It's 3 days, 2 nights, up at Clearwater Lake. We'd go hiking, kayaking, maybe even some rock climbing. And get this, you have to come. I smiled. Mr. Peterson had been Justin's science teacher for about a month, and I could already tell this was one of the good ones, the kind who actually gave a damn about his students. That sounds amazing, buddy. Do we need a permission slip or something? Justin nodded enthusiastically and handed me the envelope. Yeah, but here's the thing, Mr. Peterson didn't actually give us these yet. He's planning to hand them out tomorrow in class. He told me and a couple other kids about the trip after school today because he wanted us to be excited about it before everyone else finds out. I held the permission slip in my hands, studying it. It was official looking. The school's letterhead, all the necessary information, Mr. Peterson's signature, everything seemed legitimate, but something about the timing felt off. If the teacher hadn't officially distributed them yet, why did Justin have one? Did he give this to you specifically? I asked, trying to keep my tone casual. Kind of, Justin said, his excitement dimming just a notch. He pulled me aside and said he wanted to make sure I had mine early because he knew my dad would definitely want to go, and he wanted to reserve a spot for us since the group is limited. He said there'd be a rush tomorrow when everyone got theirs, and this way we wouldn't miss out. My stomach did a small flip. I've been a parent long enough to know that while teachers are generally trustworthy, this particular situation had some yellow flags. The selective early distribution, the implication that spots were limited, the flattery about how he knew I'd want to go. I looked at my son's hopeful face. He was already imagining the trip. I could see it in his eyes. He was picturing us on a kayak together, maybe sitting around a campfire telling stories. He was 13 and still wanted to spend 3 days with his old man. That doesn't last forever, and we both knew it. Hey, let me call the school and just double check everything with Mr. Peterson, I said gently. I'm not doubting him. I just want to make sure we have all the information before we commit, okay? I could see the disappointment register on his face, but he nodded. Okay, Dad. That evening, I called the school's main line. Turns out, Mr. Peterson was still there grading papers. When I explained the situation, there was a pause on the other end of the line. Actually, Mr. Peterson said slowly, I haven't distributed the permission slips yet. I was planning to do that tomorrow. That's strange. My heart sank. Not because there was anything necessarily sinister happening, but because I had to go back and tell my son that something wasn't right here. What I discovered over the next few days was that the permission slip was a forgery. A pretty good one, actually. A student from a higher grade had created it as a prank, or so we thought at first. But it turned out to be part of something darker. A social engineering scheme where someone was trying to get personal information about families from students. But you know what? That whole situation, the investigation, the school's response, the awkward conversations, it ended up being the best thing that happened to us because it forced Justin and me to sit down and talk about trust, about red flags, about thinking critically. And at the end of it all, Mr. Peterson did take the 8th grade on that camping trip. Justin and I went, and it was everything he'd imagined. Sometimes the most beautiful stories start with something that scares you.